Hi everybody, welcome back to Long Drive Golf Tips. My name is Pat Dempsey, and today we're going to work on three things. One is we're going to work on your club path and flight selection, fade, straight, draw, and then we're going to talk about how important it is to hit it center on the face. And I'll show you a little trick. But I got a big treat for you today. My good friend Troy Mullins is here, professional long driver, and she's working on her golf swing. Now, everybody's seen her on TV hitting the long ball with a 48-inch driver. Troy, thanks so much for coming today. What have you found different about trying to play the game of golf professionally versus the long drive with the drivers?
Well, with the 48-inch driver, we're only looking for speed, right? So I've hit the draw, I've hit the fade, but now I've gone to 46 to try and have one ball shot shape and choose that for professional golf.
Right, because you got 8 balls and now it's down to 1. Well, you've got a big advantage on most of the girls because your natural swing is so powerful and so long. So I'm excited today to have her here. Let's take a look at her swing. We'll look at the 46-inch driver, the 48, and see what we come up with, and I hope we can help her along with giving you some information. So before we get started, I want to point out something that's very important to you guys. Today we're out here and it's very cold, even though we're not wearing jackets and the wind is blowing in our face. And I want to make a point, if you want to be a champion, this is the time that you train in conditions like this, in the cold, in the wind, and in the rain. That will make you a better long driver and it will prepare you for all your competitions to come. Now, Troy and I are working. She's telling me about when she's playing professional golf, how she'd prefer to hit a fade. And remember last month, we talked about that, the fade versus the draw. So you were saying that you feel more comfortable when you're set open a little bit.
Yeah.
Let's see your setup there. And I agree with you 100% with the power that you have. It's much better to cut the ball.
Right. I find that my miss is either straight or a little bit of a left to right.
Exactly. And especially if you kind of feeling good and you want to go at it hard, my mistake is to move over the top of the ball, which means it's going to go right. And I planned for right.
Exactly.
So, okay.
Can we hit one?
Yeah.
Woo!
And that's the worst case scenario.
Yep.
Is that you hit it straight. That's beautiful. But I know you're sitting on a little bit of a downhill thing here, which is going to promote the draw a little bit. So this is a great training location here. Beautiful. Now that's a nice clean fade right there. Yeah. Nothing that gets up in the air and the wind takes off, so you're controlling that ball flight. I really am excited that you chose to go to this ball flight, especially with your power. Now if you'll notice that Troy is being very conservative and controlled as far as getting her angles, her spine tilt, the club across the plane. She's playing the game of golf right now, but she's still using her power. Now that's a good example there too. That ball went a little further right than you wanted to. Yeah. But I bet it's going to be safe. It's way better than making that hook shot. So.
But it's nice because I can still use my body to close the club face and come through. I don't have to worry about my arms or my hands.
Right. You don't feel so handsy, right?
No.
Okay. What does that mean when you say you feel handsy? Does that mean that you feel the club advancing or that you're kind of rotating it?
I feel like with a fade, I can just turn my body and then the club face will just naturally close or naturally come in square.
Right.
But sometimes for long drive and I'm trying to hit all that speed, I get totally handsy and throw it and stay in this tilt position.
Well, that's an important point. A lot of people don't know this, that from the heel to the toe is another lever. So in long drive, we want to take advantage of that release and make that a tool too, providing that you're not hooking it too much, providing you're not putting too much side spin. So Troy is really kind of eliminating the total distance that she can get out by being disciplined and holding the face angle square.
Right.
I love that. I love that. Because I remember when I first saw you, your swing was very flat. Boy, she could hit it.
Yeah.
But it was a very flat swing, and she threw a heavy draw in, and whoo, she hit it hard though.
All right.
All right. So tell us what you're thinking. Here's a fairway, and one thing in your mind is you're playing the game of golf now. So accuracy is everything. You're setting up down the left side?
Yep.
Okay.
And I realized that if there's no trouble on the right, I can just set my line on the left and let it fade naturally.
Correct.
If it overfades and I'm just in the rough.
Right.
It's teed a little low, but that's okay.
There you go. That's beautiful right there. That's going to land right there on the right side of the rough. So that wasn't a great shot, but it's playable.
Right.
So everything is about keeping it in play now. Now, what would you say the other difference is between your long drive swing and your playing swing here?
Well, my long drive swing is all out speed.
Right.
And so I'm just trying to get it within a 50-yard window.
So are you taking the club back a little further in your long drive, which we'll get to here in a minute?
I feel like I take it a little bit inside and I get way back, full body.
Long drive.
Should I try one?
Right.
Want me?
Yeah, we're going to get to that in a minute. I love watching her hit the long club, but I'm very excited that you have chose to play this shot, because I think when you hit it clean, and one of the greatest long driver ever, Jason Zubek, won with a power fade.
Right.
5-6 times in the open division. So, and it's so accurate. It was always there for them, and it's going to be there for you playing professional golf. So, all right, tell me if you wanted to step on this a little bit, what would you do? You're playing the fade.
Right.
Okay. And you have parallel fairways, so it really doesn't matter, right?
Okay, so if I were to step on this,
right,
I think I'm going to get a little bit more grounded and try and use the ground a little bit more.
You're going to get a little deeper in your body there.
Yeah.
And plant into the ground.
Plant and try and like almost baseball move.
Right.
Where I'm going to use the ground.
I'm so glad you said that. The important thing about power golf is you have to be connected somewhere. You can only have so much connection when you're turning towards the target. So most every long driver, as they bring the club down, will squat and they'll start that drive, but what they're really doing is driving their weight into the ground so they get a stronger connection here, and then when they decide to turn, they have so much power that a lot of times you'll see them come up on their toes. But once you can get this thing planted, like what you're doing, plant it and start that turn, then they've distributed enough power to get the driver head through the golf ball and really compress it. Let's get a little aggressive with a plane swing.
Okay. All right. Try not to fall back.
Nice. I think it was about 5 more miles an hour faster. And a perfect left to right shot down there. Now, you're cheating a little bit because you have a background in field and track.
Yeah.
And you have very strong legs. They're coordinated. You know how to use them.
Yeah.
Legs are so important in the golf swing, especially power. I know I'm 64 now and I'm starting to lose some of that strength in my legs, and you have to use your legs. In fact, I think your legs are probably 70% of what you're doing. So let's see that again.
Okay. Woo!
Wow, but like you said, even if you don't make a perfect swing,
Yeah.
that thing cut just about 5 yards left to right,
Right.
and you didn't even hardly get through it. Let me have that.
Okay.
All right. That was beautiful.
Thanks.
Wow, you have gotten better.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
Thanks, Pat. Thanks, Pat.
Without me. All right.
With you.
Yeah.
All right. Do you want to see a draw and what that looks like?
I think it's important
To be able to do both, right?
that you set up your natural go-to as your fade, but if you want to be a good player, you got to learn how to turn it over a little bit.
Yeah.
So let's see how do you set up? How do you look at your target differently? And I'm going to make a suggestion. I'm going to get back here where I can see you.
Okay.
All right.
My target's going to be now towards the 4 trees.
The 4 trees, gotcha.
So that's my miss. My miss
Okay.
is going to be there,
Right.
and I'm expecting it to turn over.
So,
left, right to
whereas your fade swing path may have been like that, now it's going to be coming in from here to out there, and you're going to bring it back off those trees back into the center of the fairway. Okay.
Exactly. So before, I think I came back on this line. Now I'm going to set up and come back a little bit here.
Right, correct.
Okay. I still faded.
That's okay.
It started on the line, but I still faded it. All right.
That's getting back to my point. That fade is more predictable.
So Pat, I remember at the 2019 World Long Drive Championship, right?
Mhm.
You gave me a really great tip. You said if I want to hit a draw or fade, I have to envision that in my finish.
Right. And I'm a big believer in that. Here, come stand over here. I'm glad she asked that question because I'm a big believer. Your mind and your body have to have a goal, and the goal is not to just get back to the golf ball. The goal is to allow your mind and body to finish in a position. I don't finish in the same position to hit a fade as I do a draw. So what Troy is saying is that if you rehearse the shot, that your finished position, when you're standing over the ball, you want to go to whatever you feel a fade or a draw shot is. So that's an awesome question right there.
Because I can take the club back on the draw path, but still finish with a fade. So it'll start on my draw line and then still go right. And then some people will get frustrated,
Right.
and that's not it. Could be a good swing. All right.
At this point, you clear your mind and you just try to stick your finish position. That's all you can do in golf. Don't want to be thinking about too much other than I know this ball's going to go left to right.
Okay.
Hold your finish, and so everyone can see the difference between your fade and your draw. Nice. You stole that from me because that looked like my finish on my fade.
What?
Good girl.
All right,
So-
let's do the other one.
What does a draw finish look like? So when you stand up to the ball, you get your positioning, you get your line that you want to draw the ball off of, you get your feet in position, shoulders and all that,
Yeah.
and show us what a draw finish looks like.
Okay.
So you're feeling it, right? That's the important thing. You need to feel what a draw is, and when you do it, your body knows. Beautiful. Okay, I knew it. Her hands are a little bit lower. She brought the club in, from my view, a little bit deeper to hit the inside part of the golf ball. When hitting a draw, what I do sometimes is I put that stripe on the inside corner of the ball. Although that's my target line, I try to get the driver head back to that stripe. You have to hit the inside part of the golf ball, and typically your hands are going to finish a little lower, and so did yours. When I hit my fade, I ask my hands to finish a little higher.
Yep.
Now that was a perfect example. Let's see you hit the inside part of that ball, no matter what. I know this ground is a little unlevel.
Okay.
But just go all the way to your finished position, no matter what happens. Beautiful push draw right there.
Yeah.
I love that.
That was
That's
nice,
beautiful.
Pat.